Good morning. It's Loretta Lewis with our chair yoga class today. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's begin. I'm going to do things a little bit differently today, and I think you'll like them too, but it's kind of nice to mix it up occasionally. So what I'd like us to do is I'd like us to put one hand on our heart and one hand on our stomach. We're going to take at least 3 to 5 really good breaths here. And I want you to begin to feel when you fill up, when you take a breath, you're filling up the bottom of your stomach into your belly. Then it moves up, then it moves up. And then what I always envision is it goes across me and into my back and down my spine, through my hips, and into the floor, so that it's a complete cycle of breathing in from above. Okay, breathing, let's just do this. All right, take a deep breath in. See how it fills this part, and then this part, and then this part. Bring it around. Flood your whole back of your body and out through your hips and your toes. Okay, so let's do a few of those just to get ourselves synced in. Hand on heart, hand on belly, deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can feel your belly button go in, which is the way it should be. So we're breathing 3 parts actually, just noticing 1 breath, but 3 parts. I like to feel it just really pushing out the back of my body, because then you've got the breath running through your whole entire body. Let's take 1 more deep breath. And you can let your hands go. And now let's take 1 more additional deep breath. And as we exhale, let's chant Om. So here we go. Om. Now today, what I'm going to do is I was looking through one of my yoga toolkits and looking at different things, and I found a sequence I'd really like us to start with this morning. And what it does is it will open up all of our joints with our breath, with stretches and twists. So it almost sounds like a warm-up, but it's not quite, because we're going to do it a little bit faster, and we're going to do it 1 time sitting down and then 1 time standing up, so you can see which fits better for your body. And next time I'll do 1 time standing up and then 1 time sitting down. And then that will give people a chance to understand which works better for their body. I think most people can stand up as long as there is something to balance with if the balance goes shaky. If that's not true, just sit right here on your chair. Because it's time once again for me to tell you that this is your body. You need to pay attention to it and do what's right for your body. And if I say stand up and standing up doesn't feel good to you, just stay right on your chair and either try to do what we're doing at the time or go into something that feels safe. You've learned enough moves now that you should be able to pick one that is like your safety move. And that's what I'll call it, a safety move. If what I'm doing doesn't feel safe, don't do it, please, please, please. Pay attention to you, your body, and how you think and feel about what's going on, because that's more important than doing a pose and forcing yourself into it and possibly harming yourself. Because my experience is the way we harm ourselves, especially in yoga, is by flinging ourselves around, by trying to keep up. and by trying to go too fast because someone else is going too fast or faster than you need to. So please just take your time with these things and listen to what's going on. Listen to what's going on and pay attention. And if you do that, everything we do together will work. And I think they'll work well if you just take care of yourself. So let's take one more deep breath before we get started. Now the joint openers entail picking up your foot and rotating. I'm picking up my left foot first, rotating it. Let's take 5 rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opposite direction. 2, 3, 4, 5. This foot comes down. Pick up your right foot. Circle it 5 times in one direction. Stop. Go the other way. And we're going to work our way up through our body with our joints, because next comes the knees. Now the knees are the only hard part I had for sitting, but I think I have it worked out. You just come around with your knees, like keeping your hips really loose. And I need to hold on to the chair for this when we're sitting down. And I just bring my knees out. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. Okay. And then we come up to our hips. Now our hips are a lot easier. This is easier standing up for sure. I'm going to be the first one to admit that. But it works sitting down as well. Go backwards with our hips. We're loosening our hips, rounding out. Next comes our torso. You know how to do the torsos because we do them all the time. 4, 1 more, 5. Go the other way. And I'm just going to put this in front of me so that I don't have to worry about it. All right, after the torso comes the shoulders. So you're going to do them this way. 3, 4, 5. Go the other way. I'm hearing lots of crunching in my shoulders today. They were kind of hard to wake up. And then you take your hands and you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, opposite direction. Just circling our wrists. Okay, next is okay, this is arms and shoulders. One goes down, up, down, up, down. This is a little goofy, but I think it does really work well. I feel good after I do these. All right, now go the other way. Well, if there is another way, I don't think there is. So we'll just do a few more of these and then come to a stop. And then we do our heads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop, go the other way. All right, now we bring our arms out, we bring them out to the side, bring them up, and then bring them down and put your head in between. So out, open, up, and down. Out, open, up, and down. And we have 3, so here's our 4th one. 4, 5. All right, then we're going to take our arms and we're going to go side to side. 3, 4, 5. Okay, then we take our hands. Okay, now separate your legs a little bit, or hips width apart, because what we do is we bring our, this is called the windmill. So actually what we're going to do is we're going to bring them up and down, up and down. 3, 4, 5. Going the other way. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Okay. Then we bring our hands down, put them in back of our, and we're going to clasp them together in back of our body. We're going to take a deep breath in. As we come down, come over your left leg. Come back up. And as you go down, your hands raise up in the back. Down in the middle. Come on back up. Down on the side. Come back up. We're only going to do 3 of these, so come on back. One more. Drop your arms, come on down. Exhale. Come on back up your legs. And then we do these, they're actually called monkey stretches, and they're kind of like this. Or you bring your arms up and go side to side. Now, that's the way we do it sitting down. Okay. I've said it a lot of times that when you bring your arms into something, you bring your heart into it. And this is a little different because this is going to be a tricep stretch. Bring your arms, okay. Bring your arm up. Here's how it is. You end up, I'm going to be sitting up straight, but your arms are up, your hands are on your elbow, your arms are next to your ears and a little bit in back. This is a tricep stretch. Take a deep breath in. Next time, bring it in and bend to the right. Up to the left on your exhale. One more. And then bring your arms down. Let me bring my chair back a little so you can see me better. Okay. High altar arms. All right, so bring your hands together, interlace them, turn them out, bring them up, bring them in back of your ears, and look up and breathe. Take a few really good breaths here. One more deep breath. And then bring your arms down. And let's go out and in, out and in. A few more of these, just to kind of counterbalance that upward movement. One more. Okay. One of the things my yoga teachers have always done with their shoulders, is forward, back. Let's do about 5 of these, forward and back. A lot like our cat-cow. There's a little bit of cat-cow in almost everything. One more. That has to do with your shoulders. All right, then up and down, up and down. Coordinate it with your breath. One more. And now we're going to do a swimming move. Front to back. All right, now go back the other way. See how that's loosening up all those shoulder joints and muscles? All right, come on back to center. And actually, I'd like us to do a few more shoulder things. Let's go ahead and do the leaning across, because I find that helps a lot too. Take your right shoulder, lean it across to your left knee as close as you can get. Bring it back. Same with the other side. One more set on each side. So here's this side, come on up. One more on the other side. Okay. Now let's look at our head. How does your neck feel after that kind of movements that we've been doing? What I'd say is let's just do minor work on our head first. Let's take our infinity circle, which is an 8 turned on its side. Using our nose, let's trace it in the air so that we can get a read on how our neck feels. Mine's actually feeling pretty good today. So let's take a few no's and a few yeses. My neck is still feeling pretty good today, but just in case yours isn't, let's take a couple more no's, and then let's turn our head gently to the right and just look over. Take a deep breath in, let it out, come back to center, deep breath in, turn to the left, let it out. One more breath in here. And come on back to center. Now I've got a little bit of a kink right there on the side of my neck, but I have something up my sleeve that'll fix that in a few minutes. So before we move into that, let's take our torso moves with our goddess circle. Hands on hips, feet hips width apart, sitting on the edge of our chair. Wiggling back and forth, make sure your sit bones are even. Here we go. Cat, cow. Begin in the cat. Folding our shoulders in, tucking our chin, coming into the cat, or the cow, I'm sorry. This is the cat. This is the cow. We're going to do 5 of them. That's number 3. Number 4. One more. Oh, that feels good to me. Yeah. All right, let's just scoot on our chair a little, make sure our balance is in the center of our body, and that we're stable and comfortable. And then what I'd like us to do is take and just do these side touches, and just to loosen us up a little, and then drop your right hand to this. Okay, the way this is actually supposed to be done, you take your hand. Let's see if I can show you. Take your hand, it comes to the back of the chair, and I almost have to sit on mine just because there's not enough space. And if it's easier for you, try it just bringing it over the chair. I find that this is much better if you can keep your arm relatively straight, because what that does is it allows your body to maintain the breath work throughout you without collapsing. Okay, so we're here, we put our left hand on our right knee, and let's take some twists. This is a circular twist. Take a deep breath in, keeping your head loose, and turn from the center. One more deep turn. Another deep breath in. And come on back around. Then your right hand goes to your left knee. Your left hand goes to the back. See how this keeps me up, whereas this, I can kind of pull myself around. We don't want to use our props to do the work for our body. So go ahead and put your hand flat if you can, with your palm flat, and your fingers facing forward, kind of under under part of your hip there. Your hand is on your leg. Your deep breath in and turn. Use your exhale to do the turning. Keeping your neck nice and loose. And let's take that last deep breath in and use the exhale to come back to the center. And because our shoulders are involved, I would like us to take let's do a thread the needle, which is our right hand on our right knee. Our left hand comes up, comes back down through. We come here, lay our shoulder on our knee and our ear on our shoulder. Now, part of the reason I do this with bringing the hand back and snaking it up and bringing it out is because you want to keep that heart area open. And if I bring it out from any other direction without opening it, it collapses. So please just kind of join me on that. Bring it back. Come on back up and come down. Left hand comes up. Bring it on down through. Lay it all out. Lift your arm up. Bring it to your hip. Bring it on out. Here's what I mean. See, if I just bring it up from here, I'm collapsed in here. If I bring it up from here and snake it up, we've got a whole open chest. So go ahead and take a couple of breaths here. Bring it back to the knee, and bring yourself up. Okay, now bring your arms up. We're going to take a forward fold, and we're going to hinge at the hips. Now, when I say hinge at the hips, I mean that you're coming forward like this. Let me show you the difference. If you come at your waist, you do this. See how you collapse your whole body? Bring your arms up, keep your torso straight, hinge at the hips and lay it out over your lap, and bring your arms down, tucking your chin and breathing. Keep your ears as even with your shoulders as you can. If your shoulders can go further, then let your head drop further if it's comfortable. Otherwise, just keep that chin tucked and keep it even with your shoulders. One more deep breath here. Come on back up. Letting your head be the very last thing that comes up. Okay, now before we get too far out, what I'd really like is to just work on our wrists just a moment. And I know we did a few of it, circling the wrists. Back the other way. Okay, now take your hands, make a fist, bring them out. Let's do 5 sets of these. I'm kind of trying to work on a few things that we don't normally get to, because I think they're fun too. Okay, now take your right hand and spread, well, I guess I'm gonna try to do this with both hands. I'm not that coordinated sometimes, but take a deep breath in. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna touch our thumb to the pads of each of our fingers. So the pinky, the ring finger, the middle finger, the pointing finger, and then bring your hands out. Okay, then take them back to the pad of the pointing finger, to the middle finger, to the ring finger, and to the small finger, and bring them out. All right, now take them, and we're going to start at the small finger. Take and connect the tip of your thumb and the tip of your fingers. And we're going to do it forward and backwards. So using the same, bringing it out, and then bringing it back in. And what I mean by that, bringing out, is to spread your fingers. Okay, then shake it out. And before we do anything else, I just want to bring our hands together and let's form the Lotus Flower, which is your hands with your pinkies together and your hands kind of loosely in, like you were holding something really gently. And what we do is we bring our hands out and up, out and up. And this really engages our wrists and our thumbs. And then come on back down. Get your hands right. Come on back down, going the opposite direction. And it's just a nice, gentle move. And bring it on back down. Now let's take our right leg and bring it over our left hip, our left knee. Now I'm going to do some hip openers. Now again, you can do hip openers by just placing your hand on your knee and your foot and bringing them out. And we're going to do 5 of these, so we got 1 more. And then bring it down. Bring it out. Like your leg is straight, your foot is as if you were trying to plant a footprint on the wall. So imagine that. You want the most area of your foot out. Then take some breaths, sit up straight. And bring your leg a little bit out to the other side. 1 more deep breath. And then bring it down. And I'm going to show you again one more time how when you bring your hands up, we're going to fold over the leg that's pointed out. Come on down. Again, it doesn't matter if you touch your toes or not. What matters is that you make connection with your leg. And then you can kind of sit up a little and just notice how rubbing your leg, supporting your knee, brings your foot flatter and flatter and flatter. So that footprint I was asking you to make on the wall, you could do it again from this position because your foot is flat enough. And then bring it back up and let's do the other side. Bring it up. 1, 3, 2 more, 5. Okay, bring it down just a touch, bring it up, flat-footed. Take some deep breaths, sit up straight. Move it out to the side. One more breath. Bring it down, place your heel on the floor. Bring your arms up. Come on down over your leg. Again, just to get you down there so that you begin to notice that when you support your leg, your ankle and your foot fall right into alignment with it. Just tuck your chin and bend your head just a moment. Come on back up. And let's take our feet and spread them out about as wide as a yoga mat, or maybe a little bit wider than the chair legs, depending on what kind of chair you're sitting on. And we're going to do a wide-legged fold. And we're going to do this one from tucking our chin and going down through a roll up. So tuck your chin, breathing. Roll your spine down. Go ahead and come down your legs. Come down to the middle. Take a deep breath. Feel how your legs are opening up in the middle here, your upper thighs especially. Then bring your hands to the center with and I'm going to do them on my knuckles. And just lift up, wide-legged straddle. We're not going to hold them up for long this time, but I want you to do it with control. 2 more. 1 more, last one. Take a deep breath here. Take your hands, and if you can, bring them to your ankles and feel your elbows kind of pushing your legs out a little bit more and see what kind of stretch you can get on those inner thighs. Deep breath and breathe. Then come on back up, using your spine and your core, one vertebrae at a time. Head the last thing to come up, and go ahead and shake it loose. Go ahead and shake it loose. Because what we want to make sure of is that your head is in good shape too. So let's take an infinity circle again. Not just your head, I'm really talking about your neck. Just a couple. All right, now take a deep breath in, and what I'd like us to do is to take our ear and bring it to our right side shoulder. So deep breath in, drop your arms so that you've got plenty of room there. And go ahead and fold your ear, fold your neck so that you can bring your ear as close to your shoulder as it allows. Take 2 breaths here. One more. Use your hand and gently push your head up. Let's do the other side. Drop your shoulders. Regulate your breath with it. One more deep breath in and out. And use your hand and bring your head back up. How's your neck feel? Take a couple of no's. Take a couple of yeses. And let's just bring our neck up all the way. Use your finger if you'd like. I like to just bring it up and feel it. Supporting it and tickling it even. Breathing deeply. One more breath. Always be sure to shake your shoulders free. Now, go ahead and bring it back down and drop your neck to your sternum. And release your shoulders and your neck and breathe. One more breath. Bring your head back up. And let's take it to Tadasana. Bring your feet back together a little. Hands, hips width apart. Remember, you can bring your fists down to determine about what that is. Shavasana entails sitting in your own presence, solidly, securely, lifting your chin a little, making sure your heart is the highest thing in the room, and basically feeling your energy flow through you. So let's take 3 breaths here. One more. And let your arms go. Come back to center and stand up. I'm going to move my chair back just a little to see if you can see me a little better. What I'd like us to do now is to take the chair pose while our legs are still strong and sturdy. Stand up straight, bend your knees, bring your hands all the way to the floor, bend your knees like you're picking something up. Bring your hands to your thighs. I'm going to turn around for this. Okay. Bring your hand, okay, you're bending down. Bring your hands to your thighs, to your waist if you want. Bringing your upper torso out and up. Like you're sitting at a table. 2 more deep breaths. Really feel this. Now come on up into a minor back bend. Bring your arms back to the front. And you would have been sitting this way. Turn around. We're going to do a downward facing dog in a plank. So let's start close to the front of the chair. Bringing our hands down with our fingers spread out, our thumbs spread out. Bring them to as far apart as you can on the chair and step back so that you have flat feet. All right, make sure you're nice and stable. Get a flat back. Tuck your chin, put your ears even with your shoulders. Now, drop your shoulders and lift your butt, and then straighten your legs. And breathe. Take a couple of breaths here. Really feel this. This works every part of your body, or all of your systems, your energy systems. One more deep breath. And let it out. Come forward, leaving your hands where they are. Come up on your toes. Bring your torso over your hands with your head looking forward, and breathe. One more deep breath. Come on back up. We'll take a wide-legged, take your feet, spread them out as far as your mat and a little bit further. Make your ears even with your shoulders. Drop your shoulders, lift your butt, and breathe. Keep your head even with your shoulders, especially if you have trouble breathing in this position. Couple more breaths. Now, take your hands. Oh, wait. Before we do that, let's try. I don't know. I've never tried this, but I think it'll work great. Coming into that plank from a wide-legged position. It's a little different, but it still works. One more deep breath. Come on back up. Make sure your feet are balanced. Drop your hands if you can. You can be on your wrists. Then take your hands if you can and flatten them. And breathe. Tuck your chin and drop your head. Now bring your hands to your feet or to the chair, whichever works best for you. And what we're going to do, we're going to come up using our core in the center of our body with our spine to bring us up. And then let's take a star position, which is just this, and balance ourselves out. Okay. Okay, so then what I'd like us to do is to take and come to the front of our chair, line ourselves up, step back, and let's take our opening for our legs. Okay, so our hips, lift up your arms, come down. Our hips are actually bending. We are hinging at the hips so that you're hinging at the hips so that, let me get my feet right, so that we are straightening both of our legs. And you can use the chair. Keep both legs straight in the back because that will open up the whole back of our legs. You can use both hands on the chair if you want. It doesn't matter. We're just opening up the legs. Come on back up. Now, you can leave your legs where they are. And let's take, say, 5 bends. This is just to basically loosen up our knees. Come on back, and let's do the other side. So come back with the right foot. Come on back. Raise your arms so that when you fold, you're extending your hips out to the back and straightening the legs. Take a few deep breaths. One more. Come on back up. And let's do our knee bends. You can pretty much keep your feet in the same position. It's a forward facing place. One more. Okay. So let's come on back to our chair. Do a few circles, goddess circles. Get ourselves wound in. One more. Go the opposite way. Come on back to center. And let's take a Tadasana, the mountain pose, spreading our legs hips width apart. Sitting up straight, hands down to the side, chest out, chin up a little tilted, and breathe. Okay, come on back to center. And it actually is time for us to start shutting it down. So how about if we take a few more head circles, but use your nose to draw the circle so that you don't get any real big swaying back and neck things. So use your nose, draw a circle, clockwise position or clockwise direction. Remember to breathe. Stop and go back the other way. Using your nose again. And stop. Now just do a reality check on your body. How does it feel? Sit on the edge of your chair and then scoot your legs and kind of just take what you need. And what I like to do here I like to just do a complete letting go and shaking my body. So I start with my head, which brings it into my shoulders, into my arms, into my hips, into my legs, all over. Just give yourself the ability and the time to shake it all loose. And then stop and come back to center. And let's begin shutting down our eyes to begin with. And slowly, let's take a few deep breaths and use the shh sound to just make sure that we're exhaling completely. So with our eyes closed, get all the air out and then breathe it all in again. Keep your shoulders loose. And now just start to breathe like yourself, but breathe deeply enough that you can feel your body melting as your breath goes through. Now you can sit back a little bit if your feet still touch the floor, and you can sit back in the chair a little if it's more comfortable. Make sure your feet are flat though and that your spine is straight. And then your eyes are closed and your breath is shutting and melting every part of your body into itself. Let the breath do the work. And let the body melt. And rest. Slowly begin lengthening your breath deeper and deeper. Until you find a breath wanting to help you make small movements, moving your wrists, maybe side to side with your torso, maybe lifting your feet. Let's do a couple of those heel lifts and toe lifts, just to bring ourselves back in. Lift up one leg, bring it in real tight. Give yourself a good squeeze. Deep breath. And let it down. Other leg in real tight. One more deep breath. And let it down. A couple of Sufi circles. Maybe 3 in each direction. Back the other way. And come to a stop. Just take a deep breath in and chant Om. Let yourself know how you feel. Go ahead and query your body, just a short one. Notice how you feel. Notice when you're in Shavasana, how that feeling of your breath and your energy and your body all coming together, that's who you really are. We were born whole. Like one of my teachers, Jessica, she always says, we're whole and that we all have broken stories. And I'd like to just leave that for you to think about this week is, do you have a lot of broken stories about how your life has been up till now? And maybe think about if that's true for you. I know I had a lot of broken stories about how my life was and the things that have happened and my own attitudes about things. And when I realize that I'm whole, no matter what, I tell myself about all those stories. I've got my breath, I've got my spirit, I've got my body, I've got them working together, integrating and listening and making choices and making decisions based on my wholeness, not my broken stories. I don't need to hang on to those anymore. And I think if you look at yours, you'll see you don't either. Just rewrite the story. It's your life. You get to decide what you think and how you feel. Make it good. You don't have to live in brokenness. That's not who we are. Deep breath. Bring our hands together. Bow our heads for one moment to that one true teacher inside of us, that whole person, that person we can trust, to know what we should do with our lives and when we should do it if we would only listen. Please challenge yourself to look at your ideas and look at how you think and look at how you move and give yourself a big, big break. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate coming here and doing yoga with you. So let's take a deep breath in. Breathe out. And be kind to yourself and to the other people in your life. Love who you are and love the circumstances you're in, or change them. Thank you for listening to me. Namaste.